Hello, you've logged into OnBase and you are now ready to start batch processing. When you first log in, you'll probably land on your home page, which looks like this. To navigate to the batch processing area, we will click on the batch processing icon up here in your ribbon, a little bit over to the right. I am clicking a circle on it right now. I should be able to see it. Clicking on this icon, it brings us to our batch processing area. If you get into your batch processing area and it looks like this, not to worry. We just simply need to come over to this left menu over here, and we click on our drop-down caret. And then we make sure, if it looks like this, we'll click on our drop-down caret here. And then we're navigating to this area here. Clicking on this area brings us into our batch processing area, and these are all of the invoices that are ready to be batch processed. In another video, we'll go into how to filter this column to invoices that only belong to your work group or your work area, but for the purposes of this video, we're not going to go over the filtering of that at this point. Clicking on an invoice in this area, we see we highlight it blue. Once it's been highlighted blue, we are ready to start batch processing. We do that by clicking on this Start Batch Processing icon up here in your ribbon. It's about middle of the screen. We click on it, and it takes us to our invoice batch processing area. We are looking at an actual invoice. What we're doing is just verifying that it's a clear invoice. It is in fact an invoice. And it is ready to go forward with the payment processing. You'll notice that it's a little bit small, but that's okay. We can make it bigger by holding our control button on our keyboard and scrolling forward on the mouse. Each scroll brings us in a little tighter to that document for better viewing. If you get a little overzealous with that scroll and it gets too big, that's okay. You just hold your control button and you scroll backwards or towards yourself, and that makes the invoice smaller. So holding control and scrolling our mouse wheel away from us makes it bigger, and holding our control button and scrolling towards ourselves makes it smaller. I'm going to move it in. Now that I've reviewed it, it looks good. We have total amounts. It looks like we can make payment on this. It's an actual invoice. We move up into our ribbon area and we click on Done. When we click on Done, it brings up this prompt menu, these prompt menus, and it's asking us what we want to do. This first box is a save and transition. So what we do if we click on, what happens if we click on that, it actually saves the invoice and pushes it forward into the payment processing area. If we have a question on this and we've maybe done some manipulation, we click on save and close. It will not push, if we click on save and close, it won't push the invoice into the payment processing area. It will keep it here in the batch processing area. If we get in here and we don't want to do anything with it, or we need to stop and walk away from our computer before we do a thorough review, we click on close without saving, and it's done absolutely nothing for this invoice. It's still going to be in our batch area. It's not moving forward for payment. It'll be ready for us to pick up the next time we are ready to do batch processing transactions. So I'm going to click on save and transition, and I have now sent that invoice into the payment processing area. You'll see here now we have the rest of these invoices available to go through, and we can do batch processing on all of them.